Hi, good morning, and welcome to this month's edition of Under the Elk. This is our monthly podcast in conjunction with Prescott E-News, where we discuss everything under the Elk, and that's the Elk Theater and Performing Arts Center. And we talk about Elks events, we talk about happenings, different instructors, we talk about events around town. And today we have a very, very, very special show. We're introducing to you Patti Ortiz, sitting next to me on my right. And she is the Marketing and Art Education Program Manager at the Tis Annex Art Education building. The Tis building and the group is actually a sister group to the Theater and the Performing Arts Center. And to talk about what it is that she does, I'd like to introduce you. Patti, say hello.
Hello.
That was excellent, I have to admit. So, welcome to the podcast. And I'd like to start out, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in Prescott, how you got involved in the art scene, because I know you've been from one end to the other, and then we'll talk about Tis a bit.
Okay, sounds good. Well, my husband and I came to Prescott in 1981, but we didn't live here full-time until 2001. We lived a tale of two cities, but we won't go into that.
That's okay, you can go into that, that's fine.
It was a great tale of two cities, a tale of two cities between Phantom Ranch at the bottom of the Grand Canyon, and from there it was between Santa Barbara, California, and then it was between Flagstaff, Arizona, but it was nice to be able to land full-time here in 2001.
Just for the sake of disclosure, Patti and I have known each other, and her husband William and my wife Ellen have known each other for about 1 million years.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Yeah, at least.
So anyway, I was involved with the art scene in Flagstaff, where we started the Flagstaff Art Walk through the Artist Gallery, which is the co-op up there. And when we moved here full-time, the idea was to get one going monthly, and that started in 2004.
And you're talking about the
Prescott's Fourth Friday Art Walk.
Yeah. You were instrumental, actually, in getting that organized, weren't you?
Right. So we can go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
So we basically, it was just a group of artists and gallery owners who had a desire to have an art walk in Prescott that happened every month in order for it to just keep going. In the past, there was a biannual one. And it was actually run by people outside of the gallery scene, and what made this unique was that all the decisions that were being made were by the people it affected most, and those were the gallery owners and artists. So that started in 2004. And that's kind of an interesting story in itself, because after all this planning, first art walk in Prescott under the Fourth Friday Art Walk took place on February 27th, 2004. And at 4 o'clock, guess what started happening? Snow. Within a half hour, we had 4 inches of snow.
So it was a sparsely attended art walk?
Yeah, we rolled up the carpet and everybody went home where it was nice and safe.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like a plan. And so today is the Fourth Friday.
Today is the Fourth Friday Art Walk, yeah. And we've got over 16 galleries that participate every month. And
okay, good. Yeah. Can you tell us about them, where they are, who they are?
Oh, they're all over. Tis is part of it. There's just too many, Stephen.
Too many?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
if they wanted to find out information, if somebody who's listening wants to learn a little bit about what it is, where can they go to get that information?
The brochures are available at the Chamber of Commerce and at all the participating art galleries. It's also available at the Brochure Works racks that are in the hotels. And a good place to start is just Google it, Prescott Art Walk.
Okay.
And you'll find a brochure online right there that you can print or just refer to. There's an events page so you can see what each gallery's doing.
Excellent. And what time does it start? When does it
At
run
5.
to?
At 5.
And to what time?
8 o'clock this time of year. Most galleries do 5 to 7 in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
So,
And on top of that, you also were a participant as an artiste in the art walk. You had your art in a number of different places when you first moved to.
right. I was actually in Arts Prescott for a while,
Yeah.
and when I came to Tis, I've had some things at Tis as well.
Right. Yeah. Excellent.
So,
Oh, that's a good segue.
so I was just going to say we could start
Why
talking
don't
about
we
Tis
talk
now.
a little bit about Tis then, and tell us exactly what is Tis.
Okay. Tis is a nonprofit 501c3.
Okay.
Our goal is to promote Prescott area artists, various styles of art. We lean more towards the abstract and contemporary. We take a very low commission, so part of this is to have art that's affordable to the public. We also have an extensive art education program for children, which we can talk about more later. And there's art education for adults as well. So what am I missing on this? I think that pretty much covers it.
So how was your involvement with Tis, the gallery, in conjunction with the Fourth Friday, or is it a separate thing? How did you become involved with Tis?
Well, it's a complete separate thing, because Tis didn't open the doors until 2009.
Okay.
And yeah, I just want to tell you a little bit about Carson Dadar, who was the wonderful person
Benefactor.
who's behind the creation of the Aerial Theater in Ohio, and Tis, and the Elks Performing Arts Center here.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it was intentional, but one of the things that became kind of a pattern with what she was doing for the arts, and she adored the arts, is that she would find these old buildings. In Ohio, there was an Oddfellows building that was falling apart, and there was a symphony that needed a home, and she created the Aerial Theater. And that's primarily for music. Now, Tis here in town is primarily for the visual arts, and we're in the old Knights of Pythias building, which was starting to fall down. And so, with her efforts, that building was restored, and the Elks, which has its story.
Right. And for those who don't know where the Knights of Pythias building is, where is that?
105 South Cortez, next door to Bill's Pizza, and one of these days, Bill's Pizza is going to say, "Oh, we're that little pizza place that's next door to Tis." So we talked about when it opened.
Mm-hmm.
It did take a good 2 years to restore the building. And the funny name, Tis. Our real name is incorporated, and Tis is the shortened Irish version. So there's a little apostrophe on the front of the T, and people like to move it all over. Sometimes it's after the T, and
After the S.
yeah, after the S. But anyways, it's basically the abbreviated version of it is. So, Tis.
And does that have any special meaning, or was it just whimsy for the name?
Well, Tis a beautiful place.
Tis is.
Tis is.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. And along with Ann Dadar, there is another member of the family, her daughter, who has also been instrumental in a lot of the work that's gone on around here, particularly with the theater and with Tis. And she's been a great help to us.
Right, yeah.
Ann Dadar actually passed away 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, it's 2 years ago in May. She made it to 100.
Yeah.
It's like, woo-woo,
Yeah.
Ann!
Yeah, and, but her daughter picked up right where she left off and has been doing a great job ever since. So no doubt about it. So I go into Tis, the gallery itself. What am I going to find there? What kind of artists are currently being displayed? What's the
one thing that makes us quite a bit different than a regular gallery is that we rotate our shows monthly. Actually, it's more than monthly, because we have a mezzanine gallery that changes out on the 15th of every month, and it goes for a month. In case you're wondering what the mezzanine is, it's the gallery that's kind of halfway up the stairs. What makes that gallery unique is that we rent that to one or more of our Tis artists so that they can do a signature show. So they learn how to do a show. They get a lot of help from me with my marketing hat. I do send press releases to the White House and many other places. But anyway, the main gallery changes out the day before the Fourth Friday Art Walk.
Okay.
And that's another one that runs for a whole month. And so tonight will be great because it's our annual black and white with a splash of color. So all the pieces in the show are black and white with a splash of color. And probably see a few people that show up wearing black and white with a splash of color. I've got a little bit here. I'm just missing the white.
That's perfectly all right. Yeah, no, nothing there. So, but okay. So
oh, there is also wearable art and jewelry, and sculpture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the artists come to you, or is it one of those things that kind of the word of mouth just makes it happen?
It's word of mouth. So often a new artist will come to town, and then they just start scouting around, and that's where the Fourth Friday Art Walk brochure comes in handy, because they can see what everybody's specialty is and then go. And so it's the other beauty of the Art Walk is that we've become a network of galleries where we can actually help artists find a place to show.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I love a lot of the shows that are in the gallery, and as you mentioned, the prices on a lot of the art are fantastic. They're definitely affordable for somebody walking in off the street. You would think for quality of the pieces, you'd be paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars as opposed to just tens of dollars for those pieces.
Right.
And jewelry and photography, sculpture, like you mentioned,
yeah.
Pottery, just about anything you can imagine going in there. Burled wood pieces, some wonderful pieces carved and everything. Just a marvelous gallery. Yeah.
Well, most galleries, we do have an advantage, being a nonprofit.
Right.
Most galleries have to take care of their overhead and their rent. And, part of our gift with Tis is that the longevity of the building is built in.
Right.
And as is
the theater.
The Elks Theater.
The
Yeah.
endowment.
Yeah. So it was an important part of how that foundation was set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's turn a little bit north and go up Marina Street. And there's another building on Marina Street that where your office is.
Yep.
And what's that one? It's the funky colored place.
It's the Tis Annex. We like to refer to it as the Tis Cantina because it kind of looks like a cantina on the outside. It's a very bright colored turquoise building with magenta accents. It is our art education building. When we were doing our art education classes in the early days, we were using our third floor banquet hall, and the popularity of that and the need for it became so great that we started looking for another building. And that too was gifted, through the efforts of Ann Carson, Dadar. And when we first acquired that, it was office space and retail. The remodel, we totally gutted it, and now it has 3 classroom spaces. They're all built for up to 12 students. We didn't want to get any bigger than that. It's kind of like the fishbowl.
Right.
Keep it small, But the one room that is the most popular is our ceramic studio. And we've got a kiln and we've got 4 potter's wheels. It's a much bigger room. It's the only one that actually has the natural light. So that's a very popular room for local artists who teach classes to teach. And we've got 3 local artists now that do standing classes every week. So Neil Orlowski teaches acrylic painting on Thursdays. And that's just a, call ahead, drop in. You don't have to do a whole series.
Right.
Mercy Marshall does acrylic painting classes on Saturday morning. And hers works pretty much the same way. And then we have Steve Mason, who's like our newest person. And he teaches life drawing on Fridays. Yeah, they'll be coming in any minute. That's actually a life drawing lab, so people pay a very modest fee.
Right.
Right now it's like $15 for 3 hours with a live model.
Wow.
Then he's starting in September, he's going to start his portrait classes.
Okay.
And then there's one more, because this is just maybe once a year, where Paul Abbott teaches portrait classes. He's doing a 2-day portrait workshop on August 31st and September 1st. Those go for 8 hours with a 1 hour break.
And these are open to anybody, any age group, or?
Pretty much any age group. It's really more for adults, but you can get 14-year-olds that are pretty
Right.
advanced.
Right.
But yeah, they just pay the artist, the instructor directly, and basically what we're doing from our end is just providing the space, and so they rent the rooms for a very modest fee, and that's part of our community service, so that they have
Okay.
a place to be able to work their magic.
Okay. And for the children?
For the children, that's a special
for
one.
the children.
We have the STEPS program, not to be confused with the
So-
STEPS children or stepchildren. The idea behind the word STEPS is that they enter the program, and with each return series, they keep stepping higher
Right.
and higher. And we've been doing this since 2011. And that's primarily the reason for the Tis Annex building. Right now we're in the middle of the fall class series, where we have 2 classes of 12 students. There's a 5 to 7-year-old group and a 8 to 10-year-old group. And yeah.
Okay. And what goes on there? What the different classes? Are they learning basic drawing, sculpture? What is?
Well,
it
it goes a little beyond that. Those are things that they are learning.
Mm-hmm.
But what most people don't consider very often is how art is a very integrated topic. You've probably heard about STEAM. STEAM is a education program that focuses on incorporating science, technology, engineering. You throw A in there, that's how you get the STEAM. That's art.
Okay.
And the end of it is math. Everybody loves math.
Uh-huh. Okay. Whatever.
So our program is focused on STEAM approaches, but the art is in the forefront rather than art being an element.
Okay.
And then the other things are tied around it.
Wrapped around it.
Wrapped around it, yeah.
So as how do you get involved in the classes? Is it something that they have to come to see you, or they can go to the website and sign up?
We do have it on the website. We keep an email list of people who've been in the program before, and so we have a nice little network. And so when the class registration, which is done online, by the way, we've come a long way from a little piece of paper, thankfully. We let the parents know that a new class series is coming up, and then
they tell their friends, and then their friends tell their friends, and
and
so on and so on and so
Okay,
on. So
okay.
it fills up very, very fast.
Size is limited.
Yeah, we have a standby list, and then we keep people who can't get in a particular series. We've got their names, and when the next class series goes live, we let them know ahead of time, as we do the people who are in the program.
And what does it cost to get in?
It is absolutely free.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
positively
it is
free.
positively free. We do pay our instructors, because that's part of the thing too. This
Right.
program is to support art educators who, over the years, have lost the opportunity to teach. Share their magic is what I like to call it. Yeah.
So I like to circle back to a question I asked you earlier about what it is the children are actually learning there, and you went into STEAM and all that was
Right.
fascinating. But I'm going to put my 7-year-old in to the program.
Right.
What are we going to be doing?
Right. Well, that's online. It'll tell you, I get information from the instructors, and there's a class outline that I require. And then they'll see from looking at that, oh, we're going to be doing some printmaking, we'll be doing some drawing, we'll be doing some ceramics. And most of the instructors have a theme. Jan Fisher, who's teaching a series right now, is her focus is on animals. So all her projects deal with animals. And it started with ceramics, and then now they're working with collage. Melody McConaughey, who's teaching the little ones right now, her focus is just on creativity. Just stimulating their little brains.
So, if I wanted to get information on this, could I reach out to you directly?
Yes.
And how do I do that?
You can call me at the office line is 928-776-1087. And also you can go to the website, which is the tisartgallery.com. You'll see a section there. There's a tab that says Children's Art Education, and all the information is right there.
Any funky spelling on the Tis or anything, or is
No.
it just Tis Art Gallery?
Yeah, you don't have to put that little apostrophe in there.
Okay.
Yeah. The search engine will find us.
Okay. And while I'm thinking about it, the Tis Art Gallery, contact information for them if people wanted information about the shows going on there. Or you also mentioned a short time ago that there is a third floor.
Yes. So I'll get back to you can contact the gallery direct at 928-775-0226. And then the information about the exhibits is also on that website. And also the information about our beautiful third floor banquet hall is on that website.
Okay. And that's for rent out to just the general public?
It's another community service. It's a venue that people can rent for. It's very popular for weddings, birthday parties. We snag it for our annual 12 by 12 art swoop.
And we'll be talking about that in another
Creative
minute or
Spirit
two.
costume party, which is coming up soon. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's got we left the original brickwork visible. It's got the wainscot. Mm-hmm. It has a beautiful chandelier that a lot of brides are just really happy that they're not made with antlers. Yeah. Crystal's nice on occasion rather than antlers.
Okay.
It does come with a full kitchen. There's a full-size refrigerator and a beverage refrigerator, and then out off the back patio with a beautiful view of the alley in the back of the Elks.
It's a great alley. I love that alley. I spent some of my best time in that alley. No doubt.
There's a nice patio for a little bit of overflow.
I especially like hanging out by the dumpster.
Yes. I talked to the ravens. Yeah. So we also have a second floor, which is office space. And originally, when the building was first built in 1990 or 1893, it was built by attorneys who occupied that floor.
Right. This is the same floor that the gallery is on, the upstairs gallery, right?
No,
No,
the mezzanine is like halfway, and then the second floor actually has a separate entrance to the front. When they remodeled it, they maintained that look that it had in 1893. It's got the pocket doors, what do you call it? The frosted windows. There's another word for that. Can't think of it, but yeah, it's very elegant, and that has like a little kitchen area, and it's a modest rent.
Okay. And that is the same number for if people are interested in leasing it for their birthday, their wedding, business
Second
meeting,
floor
whatever.
is more of a long term, and that's somebody's office space.
Okay.
So that's a month to month, but you contact the gallery people on that one as well.
And
But
they're the same number?
the 775-0223.
775-0223-928.
Yes,
Area.
928 in the
Area.
front.
Yeah, in the front.
Yeah, in the front.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's for the office space, but for the third floor, would they be calling that same number?
Yes.
Okay, so everything is handled by the people downstairs in the gallery. If
Right.
you have any questions on
Right.
the second or third floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Cool.
Both of the above.
Both of the above.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've actually been, I'm going to change a little bit here. I've actually been to a couple of your events. I was there with Tony Duncan a couple of times.
Yes.
The internationally renowned hoop dancer. And that was a great show, and his precocious children.
Yes.
That's been happening. And also to a couple of your art swoops.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know what an art swoop is, I'm going to let Patti explain that to you. So, Patti, what is an art swoop?
Well, let me talk about Tony Duncan first.
Okay,
Because
talk about Tony Duncan.
Tony Duncan and his wife Violet have beautiful children. They're Native American, and we've invited them the last couple of years to perform during our Journeys in Spirit, traditional and contemporary Native American art show, which goes for a month.
Wonderful show.
So it's a wonderful show. It incorporates storytelling, dance, and the visual arts. The other part of it is it started out as primarily Hopi art, because we have filmer Kiwanyama, who is on our board of directors, and he's been instrumental in growing this exhibit over the years. But it's expanded into multiple tribes. And it's interesting because so often tribes don't intermingle with each other, and this is a time where tribal artists can actually come and mingle with each other. They do powwows are very popular now. That's the intertribal thing too. So that's going on, and yeah, I love it. I love it that everybody's there. But the art swoop, that's the baby I'm working on right now. Every year we do a fundraiser for the art education programs, and it started out where the idea was to just have artists submit 12 by 12 canvases, which are they're small, easy to collect, and
you have a couple of them with you.
I'll fish those out in just a minute.
There you go.
Oh, you can't wait.
I'll make them available to you. That's so you can grab them when you're ready.
So it started out as an auction, a silent auction. And 3 years ago, we decided to change it into what we are calling a swoop. A swoop works like a white elephant, where people buy a ticket for $25, and that allows them to participate in the swoop. And when they come in, they draw a random number, and that's the order in which they get to pick the piece of their choice. And it's rather interesting because we can have up to 70 pieces, and because art is so subjective, everybody gets something they want.
Yep. Yep.
So it doesn't raise a whole lot of money for us, but it raises a heck of a lot of fun. The other part that we threw into it, we thought maybe some art history would be important. And so we invite people to come in creative spirit attire, meaning, you know, the persona of an artist or a work of art. The Mama Lisa came once. She was great.
Yeah. Had Frida Kahlo there.
Yeah, Frida Kahlo.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah, she's usually there in pairs.
Yeah. An earlier version and a later version. And yeah, I remember the last one, there were 2 women sitting in front of me that were in costume. And I don't remember who they were representing. But
I think it was Mary Cassette and Frida. I think it was Frida that was right there.
Could have been.
Yeah.
So basically what goes on there is that you buy the ticket and you do that online. And then when you go to the swoop, which is in the 3rd floor of the Tis Gallery, you go to the table and you randomly
draw a number.
And say from 1 to 50 or 1 to 75 or 1 to 100.
It's usually up to 70, 1 to 70.
And starting with number 1, that person gets to go first and pick the art of their
so everything's out. Yeah, everything's out on easels or hung on a temporary wall. And that's why we call it a swoop. So it's like my turn. I get to go down and grab what I want, and then go back. And then you can't take it from them. Unlike a white elephant, once you swoop something, it's yours.
It's yours, yeah. Now, you could buy more than 1 ticket, so you get more than 1 shot if you want to. So if you want to buy 4 tickets, you get 4 pieces of art.
Yes.
So you walk out the door with something. And it's not just art, there's other things there as well, right? Not just the 12
Not just the 12 by 12. We have people contribute wearable art and jewelry. And one of the things I do to try and get people to, or artists to submit work early is I have what's known as the shameless promotional early bird perk. And so we have some artists that actually, these are the first 3 pieces that came in. Christine Sutherland from, she's from the Yavapai College Art Gallery where she's the manager. This little guy is Koshari. And should I turn it that way? He's a sacred clown Cantina. And I've been actually to a ceremony and have witnessed the clowns. The clowns are a very important part of the ceremony. They're basically the reckless mortals that we all are. And they generally demonstrate what you really should not be doing. This particular guy seems to be contemplating whether or not he should have eaten that whole watermelon. The other one I've got, this is from Anna Swigart. She's in Neil Orlowski's acrylic
painting class. And when they heard about what we were doing, they decided that as a group, they would each do an animal that's indigenous to Arizona.
That's very nice.
So so there's a series of these just from his class.
Cool.
And then this one is from Stella Banchero, and Stella is in our STEPS program. She's 9 years old. And this particular piece is called Loch Ness. And
that's a happy dragon. That's definitely pop.
So I just want to commend all 3 of them for bringing their work in so early. But we'll probably have up to 50 12 by 12s. And personally, over the years I've probably got 7 pieces because my husband likes to swoop too. But it's just nice to have a collection of these. They're all the same size.
Right.
And then you can
Look at them and go, yeah, I remember I
swoop that on this day. And
Yeah. And these are all volunteer, right?
yeah, this is all donated.
It's all donated art. So, and it's original.
It is.
And some of the names are very, very well known and renowned in the local art scene. And then, of course, the children's art, which
The one that's emerging.
the emerging artists, and
Yeah.
you can say when you go to the swoop, you grab that one, and you say, "I got this. It's an original back before they were who they are."
Right, exactly.
So when is the next swoop?
That's coming up on Saturday, September 21st. It goes from 3 to 6, just 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
3 to 5. Tickets are available online right now. You can find it on our Facebook page and also our website.
And that's Tis Annex.
No, it's the same, tisartgallery.com.
TisArtGallery.com.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And if they had questions, is there a number they can call or an email they can use to send questions or ask about?
yeah, it's best to find the email that's on the website because my email's kind of long.
Right.
But yeah, it's posted. Our email contact information is on every single page on our website, so it's easy to find.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay. So general contact information one more time for the population out there.
to contact activities taking place in the main building. Okay, that's the one on Cortez Street. That's 1893 skyscraper. It was the tallest building in the state when it was first built, by the way. Just a little. But anyway, 928-775-0226 is the phone number.
Okay. And the annex, the Children's Art Education Annex?
And for art education, that goes to the to me at the Tis Annex, and the number there is 928-776-1087.
Very good.
And you get a hold of me or my faithful assistant, Debbie R.
Debbie R.
Debbie R.
Yes.
Actually, her name's Rasmus, but I call her R.
It's easier. Okay, very good. Excellent. Thank you so much, Patty.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure talking to you about these things, and I'm looking forward to the swoop. Add to my collection, or Ellen and mine.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got quite the collection too.
Yep.
And it'll be interesting to see the creative spirits. People who used to be kind of shy about costuming are getting over it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you again. And what we'd like to do right now, as we do every time we have a podcast, is just talk about what's going on at the Elks Theater and Performing Arts Center. And we have a whole host of events in September that will be going on both in the theater proper and in the Performing Arts Center's Crystal Hall on the 3rd floor next door. And we have a series of our regular concerts that will be going on in the month of September, starting with on 8/31, Sugar in the Mint, and a local favorite, and they'll be showing up for a show, musical show, and this show is nearly sold out. The last time I looked, there were just maybe 3 dozen seats left.
Wow.
So if you really want to go to see Sugar in the Mint, or a perennial favorite, got to get your tickets real soon. Otherwise, you'll be out of luck. Then we skip into September, and September 7th, we have Mr. Skynyrd, and that's AKA Leonard Skynyrd. It's a tribute band for Southern rock, and never seen them before, but sounds like a high energy show. After them, 9/13, Slow Hand, and that is an Eric Clapton tribute, and it's fantastic. They've been here a number of times and have always put on a good show. It always sells out. Good one. And then we have a new one coming, Piece of My Heart, a Janis Joplin and Friends, and that has gotten a lot of buzz because it's a new show, and It sounds like it's going to be a great time capsule, especially right now as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. It's coming into town. That it'll be really interesting to see. After them, on 9/27, Piano Men Generations, and this is another show that we have annually, or have for the last couple of years. It's Billy Joel. It's a Billy Joel and Elton John tribute, and they dueling pianos, I guess you could call it, for lack of a better. And after that, we go back in time a little further with Dream Lover, Bobby Darin tribute. Which is also a show that we've had before, and always is a
love Bobby.
Favorite. Yeah. Tickets information are available on our website, PrescottElksTheater.com, or you can dial the box office number 928-777. 928-777. I forgot the rest of it.
You don't call yourself very often, do you?
No, I don't call them at all. So it's something. It's on the website, and it's easy to find. So. Okay. So that's what's going on at the theater as far as shows. And then, of course, we have our regular movies, our Wednesday night movies, where we show a mixture of classic and neoclassic movies. And we have a great lineup moving into September. This week, next week is the movie Steel Magnolias. And if you haven't seen that in a while, believe me, it's a three-hanky. And you definitely want to bring some extras. It's going to make you tear up. And it has a host of great actors and actresses that too many to mention, and tour de force performances from around the bend. That's next Wednesday, the 28th of August. After that, we have a companion piece, I guess you could call it, Animal House. And so we're lurching from subject to subject, but we've never shown Animal House before, so we're going to give that a whirl and see how it goes.
A food fight on a big screen.
No food fights in the theater. No one can throw anything in the theater. No. After that, 9/11, John Wayne, maybe one of his greatest roles ever, The Searchers, is coming to town, and if he plays one of my favorite John Wayne movie characters, just a superb man consumed by his own anger as he searches for his kidnapped niece and nephew in the Old West. Wonderful, wonderful piece. And after that, on 9/18, Let Freedom Sing. And this is a really, really special show that talks about, and musically, how the music scene interacted with the civil rights. Give me a word here. The era. Thank you. Era. Civil rights era in the 60s and into the early 70s. And it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of film that everybody should come out and see. It just to hear the music. Wonderful. And after that, every 14-year-old boy's dream, Weird Science. Weird Science coming to the theater. So that's on 9/25. And of course, admission is a cash donation. So $1 gets you in to see the show. Anything you want. And all the proceeds benefit the Elks Community Outreach Program, its scholarship programs, its instrument buying programs, its youth education programs. So everything comes around, and that's what we're all about. And then in the Performing Arts Center upstairs in the Crystal Hall on the 3rd floor, tonight actually we have a show. It's Mommy and Daddy's Comedy Night Out, and we have 6 comedians that we are bringing in, and we'll be showcasing their wares at the theater, at the Performing Arts Center on the 3rd floor. There are still some tickets available just at the door. They're $20, and we will have beer and wine bar available, and we'll also have some catering done, food for sale by the Los Pinos restaurant down on 89 South as you head out of town. They'll be coming up and doing some work for us. Everything starts, doors open at about 6, food will be served from 6 to 7, show starting at about 7:30. And after that, on 9/13, I'm really happy to say that we have Road 1 South coming in. And this is they're going to be doing a benefit for the Elks Outreach programs. Tickets are on sale on the website now, only $14 to get in the door. And going to be a great show. If you've never seen Road 1 South, they were at Akron Night for years at the theater and just packed them in, and they kind of took a hiatus, and they're back.
Yeah, they tried to retire, but
yeah, they couldn't.
No,
it wasn't going to happen.
We wouldn't let them.
Nope. So they're back for a special program, up close and personal. Only 80 seats available for this show, and it's cabaret style seating. So you're up close and personal. There'll be a meet and greet with the band, and they'll have some things for sale as well. So some special memorabilia that they just announced today. 9/19 is a new band, a Duluth local jazz band, the Orgonauts. And I don't know much about them. I know that Ted Boras and some others are involved in the group, local musicians. It's only $7 at the door to get in, no pre-ticket sales. We love his shows. He's really high energy and does a good job. And we just have our first on September 20th. We have the Arizona Philharmonic has just joined us, and they've signed up for 4 concerts into next year. We're very excited for. And the first concert coming up, like I said, on September 20th, Trio Fuego, Tango and Tapas. And there'll be tango music and other Latin-inspired music, and tapas to go along with it, and then of course beer and wine and other things to keep you happy. And on 9/27, our last show for September, Emily Robinson, and this is a joint effort with the Folk Sessions, Tom Agostino, and the Folk Sessions. Emily is an up-and-coming country and western artist. Tickets are on sale not at the Elks Theater box office, but on www.folksessions.com. So that's where you get tickets for the Emily Robinson show on 9/27. Sure to be a great show. Plants a chance to showcase somebody who is becoming a great star in the country western field. And that's all we have coming up. And that's it for today. So I'd like to thank all of you for listening. I'd like to thank our guest, Patti Ortiz from Tis. I'd like to thank Prescott E-News for hosting us. And look for us next month on the 4th Friday at 11:30 in the morning for our next edition of Under the Elk. Thank you again. Have a great day.